Ken Allison here with IDI, and I would like to talk today about the Ramset gun. Now what we've got here in the background, obviously we just had a training and people kind of went wild on the wall. If you have ever installed continuous insulation on the exterior of a building, you know that it's not very fast. A lot of people are facing 4 sheets an hour, sometimes 5 sheets an hour. I want to show you a tool that'll do 12. This is the Ramset T3 Insul-Fast gun. This is not a powder actuated tool, so I don't need a license for it. This is gas actuated. That didn't take long at all. So let's talk a little bit about the gun, but first I want to talk about the fastener. You'll notice I've got a hole here where the pin went all the way through. You can see it right here. The pin is not at all inside the fastener anymore. It's gone completely in the wall. Well, that leaves us a hole here, and it's not the plastic that insulates the wall anyway, so we're going to fold this over, and now we have an air-sealed cavity in order to insulate it with no thermal bridging because the pin doesn't come out to the surface. So let me take these off here and we'll talk a second about this. We just shot into wood. We use the same pin for wood that we do for concrete. If we were going into the outside of a commercial building, say with Den's glass or something like that, the pin is longer so that it can get through the Den's glass into the metal stud, and there it will hold on to the product and keep it from coming off of the wall. As far as how many go into a sheet and things like that, I get asked that a lot. That really depends on what the cladding is that's going on the outside. So you want to refer to the architect for a fastening pattern. Now let's talk a little bit about the gun itself. Oh, one more thing. If you notice, I already had this out when I went to put this in on the wall. If I had not done that on something like this, it's near impossible. You have to use a screwdriver and you're going to wind up marring the insulation. It's best to punch these out first, then go ahead and set your fastener in the wall. Now, one last thing on the fasteners, they come 500 to a box. That box will contain 1 container of butane. It's supposed to do 1,000 shots. The problem is a lot of guys on your crew are not going to just walk up, shoot the pin in, and call it a day, so to speak. What they wind up doing more often than not is they will push in the tool. You can hear the gas coming out right now. I just wasted a shot. They'll adjust again, and then they'll shoot it. So really, you may even want to have an extra canister on hand, depending on if you've got a new guy working the gun. One thing to notice on the tool, there is a pin right here that's controlled by an Allen wrench. You don't need to take it out, but what this is the locking mechanism for the shaft. You simply turn the shaft and you can pull it out, and there you can see the flat space on the bar itself. Now this flat space is locked right here. One of the things that goes wrong for some guys that are using the gun is if they simply push it in and they don't turn it where that flat piece gets caught on here, then when they use the tool, it actually pulls right back out every time they shoot in a fastener, and it becomes very frustrating. So I do want to put it in where it's not facing the pin, but once I get it in there, I need to turn it, and that locks it in place. On the batteries, you'll notice the battery itself says off right here. When I put this in, you can see the word off. If I push it in to the next step, now my green light goes on, the gun's ready to use. I will actually start discharging gas at that point. So if I don't want to waste gas or discharge it, I simply pull it to the off position. As far as charging the batteries, you want to look at the battery charger itself. It would appear most times you can usually see a brand's logo when you're charging the battery. That is not the case with this. I have had people push this in here, it gets lodged up inside here, and it doesn't charge. What we've got to do, you'll notice the slot right here, the batteries flip over, they lock in place on the charger, and therefore you'll get a good charge out of it, and the lights here will tell you how much charge you have on the batteries. So that really is the Ramset Insul-Fast gun. one of the better tools for putting on continuous insulation. If you have questions on more questions on the tool or anything else that we carry, we'd love to help you out. Reach out to your local branch manager, reach out to us here at the corporate office, and once again, we look forward to earning your business every day.